Hey, what's going on, party people? It's your boy Rich Taylor and my co-host Aaron Yee. This is By the Dip, episode 21.1. Welcome back to another beautiful and very fun live stream. I absolutely love doing these with Aaron. Definitely my most favorite time of the week. Let's go ahead and bring Aaron up and introduce him. As you guys know, Aaron Yee, aka Yeezy Yee. What's up, Aaron? How you doing, man?
Chilling. What's up, party people? That's what I thought of when you. Yeah, that
Is that what you said
90
when you
something.
pulled that Junior Caminero out? What's up, party people?
Oh, that was on my Instagram live, and it'll I'm gonna clip that and make it a short onto YouTube as soon as
Nice,
possible. Yeah.
nice. That's awesome. Yeah. What up, Warriors for info? He says Sentai. Yes, hell yeah. We're gonna talk about that book and a few other. We got some good ones tonight, some different ones, different books. Ferdy says, yeah, saying what's up to Spidey. Appreciate you guys getting along in the live chat. Furbird says, get that Ironheart out of my face. I love that 150. So nice. So nice. We're gonna talk about
It's
that.
because he used to own it. Is why what he's saying.
Oh no. Well, hey,
Or
at
maybe
least you don't own it because it's down.
or maybe he still has it. I don't know which one. So
Yeah. Planet AZ, what up, man? He says, woo. Appreciate you, brother. Tom, no, who's Yee? I don't know.
no one will ever know.
Yeezy Yee. And then Dwayne's in the house. He says, gentlemen, thank you. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys are watching the House of Stein YouTube channel, which we'll talk about in a second. And just as important, the Beyond Wednesdays YouTube channel, having an awesome show every Tuesday and Wednesday nights. You can see me and Aaron on there, along with Big Leg, Red Hood, and of course Bryan. Sometimes we get Big Clutch, Vinny. I mean, they're all part of the show as well. It's just sometimes they're just busy. We'll be there Wednesday, and right now Bryan's doing an industry show with Jesse James Comics, Wonder World Comics, Dennis, and of course their special guest. And they started a little late, but he's going to be pushing people over here, and there's a good chance we might see Bryan McClay jump up on the show here after he's done. So that's pretty cool. Big Remo says, "What up, Doe? Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother." Yeah, so before we get into it, so Aaron, you broke some cards on the IG live instead of Spec Media, asshole. And no, I'm kidding.
It's just yeah, I don't have a setup to do cameras on my computer and everything, so it's just easier for me to do it on my phone and then clip it and then put it on the channel.
See, here's the thing: is we're card fiends, right? And we start fiending like crackhead, so we just got to rip that shit. Right?
Yeah, like I hadn't ripped
I ain't
cards.
waiting for you to make no thumbnail, Rich.
I hadn't ripped cards in it seems like at least 2 months or something like that. I just been buying singles, and then with the Bowman release, I was like, I think the last stuff I was ripping was besides the Prism basketball, like what I was heavy ripping into was Top Series 1. Like I was opening those Fanatics blasters. I opened a jumbo box, and I want to say, did I open a mega box? I don't know if I opened a mega box. Maybe. I can't remember now at this point. But I opened a way more Series 1 than I did. And then I didn't go Vinny crazy on Prism blasters. But or even Doc Joe crazy on actually I have not opened any mega boxes for Prism.
Right.
And I don't plan to buy any more retail Prism basketball.
Gotcha.
It's just doesn't seem like the bang for the buck, right?
Yeah, the top end or the ceiling on those blasters, and I would even, well, maybe not the megas because they have the ice in them, the ice parallels, but like at least the blasters, I mean, it's just not very high. I mean, if you took Wembanyama out of that set, let's say if you even you put let's say it was LaMelo's rookie year instead of Wembanyama's rookie year, those things would not justify $30 MSRP and a $45 resale.
Well, I think that's always the whole thing, though, too, with basketball prospects. Like, even though their rookie year, if they do somewhat average numbers or whatever, and then fast forward 2 or 3 years down the road,
yeah,
Ant-Man, like the same year as LaMelo's
Right.
rookie, like it exploded. It went off the like it's going insane right now, right? Because he's in the playoffs and he's dominating.
Yep.
So
Halliburton too. It's another one.
right,
Same year. Yeah.
same class too, right?
Yeah. And
So
those are like two of
they
the
were
top 5-6 players in the league right now.
right, and so like everyone was like kind of like, these, everyone was going LaMelo crazy, and then what's LaMelo doing now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his cards are kind of low in price and all that.
All right, guys. We'll talk a little bit more after the show, but let's get back to what you came here for. Comics, collectibles, market watch. This is By the Dip episode 21.1. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Double click that notification bell to all so you don't miss any of the content that Aaron and I have both planned forthwith. And if you guys want to see that short that he pulled the Junior Caminero, make sure you have that notifications double clicked so you get notified. And if you guys are shipping comics, make sure slabs, raw, or magazine, make sure you're using Gemini Comic Supply. Popcorn 99, all one word, 10% off your next purchase. There's a bonus code, SSP 99, like super short print 99. Give that one to your friend. They'll get 10% off their next purchase. All right, let's go. So we are going to go over last week's By the Dip list on the House of Stein YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are subbed up to Ben's channel. He is doing wonderful things over there with us, of course. This was last week's show right here. Awesome show. Really cool stuff we were talking about. Really cool books he brings to the forefront. He's got 4 lists on there.
I think it has a chance to get.
It's amazing. Red Hood shows up, and it's just it's out of control. So make sure you guys are subbed up to him. We appreciate that. We're trying to get him to 3,000 subscribers. This is the By the Dip list from last week, May 10th, 2024. Let's get into it. So right now we're looking at Iron Man issue number 12. This is the Miles Morales Spider-Man 10th anniversary, I guess you could say event variant, where he is a DJ, which I thought he was DJ Am, and these guys like 2-3 years ago, and like I think it was like right during FLC's, like, or maybe after, they're like, no, that's freaking Bruce Lee, bro. And I'm like, oh, what an idiot. So
Which is also a fake photo anyways. So
oh yeah, that too. So
yeah,
what's going on here, Aaron?
Yeah, so like this past Friday I saw a CGC 98 sell for $33, which I thought was completely insane. Like,
Wow.
the cost of grading for this book, and which now has a fair market value of $41. So I mean, like, with an all black cover like that, I want to say I think this caught some people by surprise, and so like obviously some people went heavy on it, some people did not, but I still don't think this justifies that price, like at $33, right? Like, you have a Raza cover, like, yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, you continue. I mean, you make a lot of sense. You had a Raza cover. It was open to order, so a lot of times people are looking down the list. They don't really, unless you're a retailer, you're not really looking at every single cover,
Right. And then you're talking about Miles on a different title, like on an Iron Man cover.
On an Iron Man cover, I mean, it's a beautiful cover. I feel like I said this on Modern Comic Mayhem. I want to say Christmas of 2022, maybe 2023. I did a little spec presentation with Miles, and I was like, this is a cheap. It was cheap then. It wasn't this cheap. I think then it was like $85, maybe $90 for 98. But and Aaron probably, I don't know if he shares the same sentiment, but I feel like this is, if this happens in live action or animation, this right here, this cover, this Bruce Lee, I feel like this book could really do some damage from a positive point of view,
or just even standing at some turntables, right? Like,
right,
interrupting
maybe
like some DJ rave thing, whatever, and then like this goes onto the turntables, like bumps into the table, and then like is standing there like that. I think it would,
and he's like,
yeah, exactly. Or even have sunglasses on, right? Like kind of like the original Bruce Lee pick. So
So, King of the Golden State, thank you for joining us. He says, little known fact, I paid a grand total of $40 for everything in today's thumbnail. Good evening, by the way. So he's talking about this 1 in 25 for the Miles Morales Spider-Man Annual 1, the Sentai 2, and the 1 in 50 Bartel. Kudos to you, brother. Nice.
Dang.
Nice.
My assumption is that he spent most of the money on the outside covers and paid $1 for the Sentai.
Good point. Probably, especially if well, he's in California. We don't have half price books here. So,
but I mean, like
he's a digger. He's a big time digger.
Yeah, used bookstore, garage sale, like whatever he found it at. Like I'm assuming he didn't pay anything for it, or a comic shop that didn't know what that was.
Right.
Yeah.
Wilbert, what up, man? He says, good to be the king. What up, Wilbert?
Well, he also didn't say what condition they were in, so I'm assuming they're all like 3.0s. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
He's like they're 9.8s on the outside. Thank you very much.
There you go. The interior pages were 9.9. No. All right, let's move on. We're looking at Avenging Spider-Man issue number 9. This is the directive edition in a CGC 9.8. Of course, you guys know first appearance of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel in this book. Very popular book during the Infinity Saga and the MCU. Low sale of $100 on this book. Average fair market value now $103. What's going on here, Aaron?
Man, like I was just curious. Like I saw this low sale of $100 recently, and I was like, kind of like, okay, what is this book doing? Like, kind of floating around, and it's been floating around that $100 number, like somewhere on the high sale of like 150. I want to say somewhere around there, maybe like 130 to be completely honest. I don't have my notes like I normally do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Richie is saying, like the fair market value average currently is like around $100, like with some outliers above that. I just remember when this book like was going insane, right? Like raws, like raws were easily selling for 100, like all day,
150 up to yeah, for sure.
No, like no matter what the condition was, right? Like you could safely say around $100 for just raw. But now you can buy a straight up 9.8 for this 103, around $100. I mean, I guess Brie Larson's impact on the character could, where people don't agree with her politically or whatever.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the, typical body type, right? To wear a like a unitard or whatever, right? So I don't know if
so now they have all these different costume adjustments adding to make it look kind of like sporty.
Yeah,
the MCU does versus the comics.
Yeah. I mean, but this is also like one of those like almost like a modern first appearance too as well, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess
absolutely.
Instead of her being like Miss Marvel, she's Captain Marvel now,
right?
Yeah, so it's it's little things like that. Like, I mean, I think this is a almost like the equivalent of like what a first Silver Age appearance is to what a first modern age appearance is compared to like but instead of being in the bronze or copper or whatever.
Kind of how like the Captain America versus Captain America, Namor versus Namor. Like Namor, they both show up Golden Age and they show up Silver Age. Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of people use the term reintroduction, right? But yeah, I mean, this, and on top of that, the cover's awesome. For a cover A, it pretty much explains everything. I mean, it pretty much happened in Endgame, where she picks up Tom Holland's Peter Parker, flies them when they're fighting Thanos. I thought it was incredible. There's a newsstand copy of this out there, which is a big time grail of mine in high grade. I have been looking for that book everywhere. Are you a buyer, Aaron?
I mean, King of the Golden State is saying that you could buy a 9.8 right now on eBay for 125. I don't think I would pay 125 for it. I'm always a believer in buying slabs at $100 or less, and then just wait and see what happens.
Right.
I mean, do I think they're going to continue using Brie Larson to expand Captain Marvel's character? I think she's already peaked out of what she can do, movie wise, character wise, as in comics and everything. I think, you know, if there's a change in market where people are basing stuff off of reading versus off of movies, then it could build up a little bit more, or just even a historical factor, right? That, you know, what if there are people out there that Captain Marvel is their favorite character, no matter what kind of iteration they get, like on the big screen. You know, I think that could build for some, but yeah.
Ink for me says another actor bringing down the value of comic books. Hot take.
I mean, like, I really don't think actors should have that much influence on impacting the price of a comic, right? But that does affect us. Like, it's something that you have to factor in at this point in time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I honestly, I think RDJ really made that live action Iron Man. I mean, look at how many people they've put in iron suits. They're just trash. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I don't mean to say trash, but versus RDJ, I mean, the Ironheart thing was whack. I love Don Cheadle, but I'm sorry, War Machine's boring. And unless you're putting Frank Castle in that Punisher War Machine, we don't really care, right? Yeah. And what's the other Pepper Potts and Rescue? Like, who cares? RDJ made that Iron Man character in live action. That's just my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, I really think the MCU put like Avengers on the map, right? Like,
oh yeah,
I always remembered growing up in comics is always like, well, are you a bigger Avengers fan or are you a bigger X-Men fan? And then like, you know, that was like a, you know, that's a big of an argument, like back in the day, of almost as like what Hulk 180 versus 181 right now is, as an argument. But then, like, you fast forward 10-20 years later, after all these Iron Man films, Avenger films, and all that, it's hard for X-Men to argue like, oh, X-Men is still better than Avengers or whatever, even though like most of our movies are based off MCU stuff.
Yeah. King of Golden State says Ironheart took a steep drop since BP2, Black Panther 2. Tony Fix, aka Blue Green Artifacts, our buddy from Flipside, and he also has his own YouTube channel. Hope you're still doing that, Tony. I haven't stopped by in a while, but he says War Machine just needs a well-written story, and I just disagree. Unless John Bernthal is wearing those War Machines, I could care. If they killed him off tomorrow, I'd be like, I wouldn't even think about it. But hey, some people like War Machine and machine guns. But all right, let's move on. I love this cover. I know there's a lot of going on with this first issue. There's the second print. There's 2 1-in-50s. But we're looking at Ironheart issue 1. This is her first solo series. This is the Jen Bartel 1-in-50 from the 2018 series in a CGC 9/8. Of course, like I said, first solo series of Ironheart. First 10 Rings terrorist organization in the prime mainstream Marvel Universe 616. It's actually just mentioned. I've read this book. They're actually not shown, I think, until like, I want to say issue 7, 8, or 9. I can't remember. But yeah, so we're looking at this book in a CGC 9/8, ladies and gentlemen. So it's not like you're going to be reading this book anyways. So this, in my opinion, this is the best way to get it, is to get a CGC 9/8 $47 low sale with an average fair market value now at $100. What do you think about this, Aaron?
Oh man, great cover. I remember looking at the census count on this book, and it had a decently low number of how many out there were graded. I think I'm leaning towards more of the side that I'm a bigger fan of Bartel on this, and the rarity factor to want to pick this up, you know. I mean, especially if there was a low sell of $47 for a 9/8.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Ridiculous.
it's a no-brainer pickup, right?
Yeah, I took the screenshot from 130 point. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Yeah. Um, I want to say I think there was some recent announcement about something with the Armor Wars made recently.
okay,
I didn't
interesting.
read too much into it, but basically, like, I think as soon as people saw that, like, oh, this project's still moving forward, and then someone in like one of those Facebook groups was like, if you have any Ironheart books, now is your time to sell or whatever. Here's your wave chance. But I think at $47, that's a buy all day, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we implement, like you guys say, one sale doesn't make a dip or one sale doesn't make a bump. We hear you. You've been saying that. So Aaron and I try to find multiple sales. Sometimes with rare books, you just can't do it, but there were multiple sales. So for this kind of situation, I would just take the low and the high and the average and just average that out. You're looking at $75 to $80 and go to a sell, and pull up 130 point, pull up Terra Peak, pull up cover price. So you got to be careful. I love cover price. Don't get me wrong. I use them a lot and they're great. But some of their best offers, they don't record the actual sale. That's why we use Terra Peak 130 points and go collect other. There's a bunch of other analytics sites, but this is a buy for me all day. I think if I can get this for $75, I will take this.
I was gonna say, Ferdy, you spent $5K on this. You need to rethink doing comics.
Whoa, he's JKing. Okay.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's
because I don't think anything on GPA recorded anything. I think it was approaching 1,000, but I don't think it passed that threshold.
Oh, he's blue Chad now. Sure you are, bud. Sure you are. Block him. Block him. No, I'm kidding.
He's like, it was really only 2,500. Okay.
Don't worry, Ferdy. We've all done that. I not spend $5,000, but we've all paid a little bit more for something during. Trust me, we've all done it. So.
Yeah, we all get FOMO at some point in time.
Block me.
Yeah, you're a moderator. You can block yourself.
So. Yeah, block yourself. No, I'm kidding. Hey, Ferdy, if you want to jump on and tell us that story, I'd love to hear more about it. But anyways, yeah, so I'm a buy on this if I can get it for 75 to 100, especially if I can get it for 50. I mean, if you get a 9.8 of this for ratio, and like I was saying before, it's not like, Aaron and I are going to purchase this book raw so we can read it, this cover. We were hoping we can get a 9.8 or better. I typically would never say better, but with all this 9.9 crap coming out with this cover, and then go read the cover A. And then there's also the second print. Remember the second print? That thing went crazy for a while.
Oh, I do remember when the second prints were going crazy. But isn't the book always like, if you're trying to, is this the same Ironheart series where it's her in her first uniform, or is that something different? Where it's like really issue 3 or whatever.
I think that's Invincible Iron Man.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So Ferdy, I put in
I sent it to him on Instagram, but he can't.
I see your message, dude. I pulled a junior Hero rookie auto. We're gonna show it after. All right, yeah. So that's it. Ferdy says he can't tonight. He's chilling with the wifey. I think he's chickening out because he really did spend the money on the 5K put your kids through college guaranteed investment instead of her engagement ring. He's probably getting hit over the head with her purse right now. So no, I'm kidding. Ferdy says
here it is on GPA right now. 5K high. Dang, Ferd.
Chad Cave is in the chat. Welcome, Chad. Appreciate you, brother. He says, wait till she starts complaining about your imaginary friends, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man. All right, let's move on. We're looking at Sentai issue number 2. Of course, this book is pretty almost close to iconic now with Power Rangers. But we're looking at raw VF near mint or better copies. I mean, that's pretty much all I could find. Because from a graded point of view, there's just not a lot of these out there. But
Yeah.
Aaron, what is going on with this book?
So I do remember stuff on this book from GPA. This had an all-time high sell of 3K in the CGC 98. There's also not that many 98s as well. I think there was less than 10. I want to say there was like 116 total graded. But yeah, like this book doesn't show up very often, and I remember when people were starting to get that nostalgia bug on Power Rangers again, because it was definitely aimed towards the older millennials, like people my age, where we're now starting to get some real money at this point in time in our life, and people are dropping down some big bucks to hit that nostalgia high.
Yeah, definitely. And so was it on the show Friday? I thought it was Ben. Somebody said something that they're planning on doing something with Power Rangers. They're supposed to be really exciting. I don't know. I'm not a big Power Ranger person.
I think that was Bryan talking about how they had just ended a series recently. And like the comic series itself, like really never had two ongoing titles at the same time. So it was like an alt universe and stuff like that.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a modern grail for me. Like I said, I don't really care much about Power Rangers, but I do want this book, and I'm not looking to flip it. I'm looking for a high grade copy. I want to find a digging. I don't want to pay. I want to get a discount. I want to dig. I want to work for it. But yeah, this has been one of my favorites since I joined Flipside. Chat's going
you're
on.
You're not gonna spend 5K on the 98?
Planetary Z says there's a series going on written by Amy Jo Johnson, the original Pink Ranger. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Amy Jo. I see her at all the cons. Wilbur says Sentai is extremely hard to find in high grades. So hard. Netflix owns the rights and plans to do a more mature theme property and kid stuff. So sounds like maybe two different properties, maybe an animation and a live action, or maybe they're gonna implement it together somehow like Disney Plus does. Good info, Wilbur. And Spidey Guy Murph says, I'm 39 and I was 8 in 93. Still a huge fan. The Netflix did a reunion special called Once a Ranger, Always a Ranger, and it had some of the original Rangers. Blue and Black Ranger came back. Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay. Nice. Maybe I'll check that out. All right. This is the last book from last week's Buy the Dip list on the House of Stein YouTube channel, home of the original Hot 10 comic show. We're looking at Miles Morales Spider-Man Annual, issue number 1. This is the Tony FLEECS 25 copy retailer incentive. This came out prime during the pandemic, summer of the pandemic. Looking at raw copies, near mint minus or better, so brand new copies that will grade well. First appearance of the Red Owl in the guts, but I don't really think anybody cares about that. It's the cover, and it's an annual. It's not like a lot of annuals are being ordered, but looking at a low sale $34 and an average fair market value of $40 for this book, still selling above ratio. But I mean, this book was on the Hot 10 multiple times. What's going on here, Aaron?
Oh man, she just like not. Did you just remember like when raw copies were selling for 150 all day, $100? Like,
huge,
man.
book.
Yeah, because like,
shout out to Ninth Wonder. Ninth Wonder was one of the first ones on this book during FOC.
Yeah, I want to say like, right out the gate, this book was never a ratio book. But now you're seeing copies like floating around ratio now. Man, like that's an easy pickup.
Yeah, and this book is very desirable, I think. This cover,
right? And then like I like the nostalgia look to it too, with the with the spine ticks and stuff like that. Like the worn out cover, like
yeah, I love that. Painted spine tick how it gives you that used vintage kind of feel.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Man, you bought this for $29 when it came out, Golden State?
I mean, this book was a monster raw. I didn't check the 9/8. I think the 9/8 were selling pretty good. I want to say 100 to 120 maybe. I think there was a couple lows around 86, but I think I was seeing them around 100, 125. But I thought this was interesting. James Kreider, what up, man? He says Unstoppable Wasp 2 is still the best and hardest to find FLEECS retro pulp cover. Okay, so it's a retro pulp cover. Thank you for that, James. Appreciate that. I've been calling it painted spine ticks for the last 4 years. Appreciate you, brother.
Well,
King Gold City, I graduated in 96. Thanks for making me feel younger, Remo. Go ahead, sorry.
I think it was because of the layout, right? That makes it a what do you say? Pulp cover. Like the layout of the text and everything. That makes sense. Like since he had a bunch of theme covers like this. So to make everyone else feel old in this in this chat, you know, I graduated in 2004. So
shit, I graduated in 1995. God damn, I'm older than dirt. All right. So that was last week's Buy the Dip list on the original Hot 10 comic show. Make sure you guys are subbed up to the House of Stein YouTube channel. We do a show every Friday night. Rains, sleet, tornado, shine. We're always there. Well, I try to be there at least. We do 4 lists and they're really fun. And one of them is the Buy the Dip list. And of course, the last 2 are the Almost 10 is Bryan's list. It's the Beyond Wednesdays list. That is more of a list of like really out of the normal sales, like outliers that really got our attention, and or something that maybe just missed the Hot 10 actual list that we need to put it on there. So make sure you're subbed up, and some good guys over there. I'm with them every Friday. So is Aaron. Really good people. All right, let's go to Aaron and I's list for Buy the Dip episode 20.1, and then we'll end the show. I have a little bit of news. I'll just go over real quick, and then Aaron's got some pickups. I got an unboxing. I'll try to go pretty quick though. All right, let's go. Number 5. We're looking at Dark Horse Presents issue number 36. This is the Dave Dorman cover A in a CGC 9/8. This book is impossible in 9/8. I feel like this is your first battle of aliens versus predators. This book came out in 1990. You guys are probably used to seeing cover B, the blue cover. But I went on a 90-day average of March of 2023 throughout probably the first 2 weeks of summer of last year. Average fair market value for this book in a CGC 9/8 was $290. We go in about a year later on the 30-day. It was barely 30 days. Multiple sales. Average fair market value now $222. That's a drop in current fair market value at or about 25%. And before we get into that, I want to show you on the census numbers. I pulled them up. This is for today. 9/8 of this book. What does that say, Aaron? 60?
58?
58 and 129 sixes versus the cover B, which is the 9/8, 138 and 157 9/6s, which is still really low. I mean, I wouldn't say really low, but a number we like to see when we're investing, looking for that 9/8. But especially, what'd you say, Aaron? 58 9/8 for this book?
Yeah, 58 in a blue label, and then 60 total with two gold labels.
All the exciting stuff that Marvel has put to the forefront, along with who else is it? Hulu. So I guess that is kind of Marvel because Disney Plus, Hulu. And then is it Sony that's going to do the Predator and Alien stuff? There's so many ways they can go. This Ridley Scott adaptation stuff. You know, from the aliens and the predators, and then the engineers that were in that movie. What was that movie called? Start with a P. Prometheus.
Oh, Prometheus.
I think so. Yeah, they're all tied into that universe, which was Great movie. Yeah. So, what do you think about this, Aaron? I know we don't talk about this book much, only 58 CGC 9/8, but first battle of aliens versus predator down 25%. Not many on the CGC census. Do you think a 9/8 for 222 is the investment you're looking for this type of play, or are you just not into this?
Well, I guess my first question is: Do you think we'll ever see like an aliens versus predators kind of situation again at some point?
That's what I was saying. I really think that they're going to tie in all this stuff from the engineers in the Prometheus to all the alien and predator stuff that's going on.
Yeah, I honestly, it probably depends on how all the original contracts are written out of like of each property, right? Of aliens, of predators, of aliens versus predators, like how that all ties in together. Like if it's not so much of a, I guess it's more of a if the rights are allowed to do something like that again.
Yeah, Wilbur saying Fox, aka Disney. I appreciate that, Wilbur.
Yeah, so like I'm not exactly the biggest fan of either or of these or like of either or of these properties.
Yeah,
like I would say I probably watch a little bit more aliens than I do predators. I mean, but yeah.
Did you see the Hulu the Hulu with Predator
the one from like the
Prey? Yeah,
with the
it was really good.
with the
Really
indigenous people and stuff
yeah,
like that.
they just and I love how they did it, the screenplay or how the screenwriting, how they just made normal English with no accent, like their native tongue. You know,
yeah.
I like when they do stuff like that. So it's
I mean, I thought that was a pretty cool movie to watch, especially since like obviously if the Predator could have just gone in with like higher technology and slaughtered everyone like in an instant, but then like kind of made it into like a, I mean, that's the thing I've always enjoyed about Predator is like they match the style of whoever they're battling, right?
right.
Even like that movie with the previous movie with like Adrian Brody.
Oh
And
yeah, I like that one
and
too. I thought that was cool.
yeah, I thought that was a cool film as well, and especially like when it got to that scene where you had that guy from the Yakuza like fighting the Predator, and then they're doing a samurai style fight. Like I think that was one of my all time favorite scenes in the movie.
Hell yeah, that was amazing. He
Yeah,
takes his shoes off.
yeah. So like to feel the ground of the earth or whatever planet they were on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if you guys are interested, I thought it was pretty interesting. I was like, man, 58 CGC 9/8 and what 129 sixes. That's not the worst number to think about if you are investing, because that all black cover, that's got to be tough in 9/8. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of why there's only 58 of them, right?
Like yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean like with 58 blue labels and only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into number 4. We're looking at Marvel Superheroes issue number 20. This is specifically in a CGC 8.0 blue label. Of course, you get your first, I guess you could say Bronze Age or non-modern age, I guess you could say, of Valor. Is this bronze or is this silver? I know it says 25 cents. I just didn't. What's that? 69. So yeah, this is late silver. So late silver CGC 8.0 blue label, first Valerie Richards, and that's the out of continuity daughter, I believe, of Reed Richards, and then origin of Doctor Doom, which most people buy this book for that reason, and this cover, classic Doctor Doom cover art. We're looking at this book in a CGC 8.0 January 2023 on a 12-month average to this year, January 2024. Average 12-month fair market value of $703 in a CGC 8.0. We are looking at the same book, same grade over the last 90 days. Average fair market value now $543. That is a drop in value at or about 23%, which isn't very big, but this is a pretty expensive book. And to me, like 8.0 is like, would be great. I mean, I would definitely looking for, like Aaron always asked me, and I love that he did, for the more meat on the bone to CPR it. I always going to be doing that all my whole life. But I mean, on top of that, I mean, I mentioned this a few shows ago. There was a recent scoop by Daniel RPK and My Time to Shine Hello confirmed the scoop. It was on the Reddit Marvel Super Spoilers that Valeria Richards and the son, what's his name, Franklin Richards, are going to be appearing in live action, and it sounds like Future Foundation, which I believe the first appearance for that is for 579. But this, if you were specking or investing in Valeria Richards, because they're saying Valeria Richards, they're saying she's coming with Franklin. This is probably the big book to get her for. What do you think about this, Aaron?
Yeah, I
lot to cover on this book. Lot to cover on this book.
I wasn't considering the Val Richards aspect to it, and I was thinking more of the old school aspect to it, right? Of the like origin books of Doom.
Yeah.
And I personally like origin stories. Whether or not the market like catches up to that old school attitude again, which I think it could at some point in time, right? That we always see like classic stuff that people collected all the time, like first meetups. You know, that was a thing for a while. It even hit to modern age, right? For a small period in speculation that people were picking up first meetups in modern age books. I think Doom is gonna be an overall big character throughout the MCU, so it's always, you know, any books like this are good to watch. And then to add on to more of your point, the anything that's like Silver Age, that's, I would say, even as far as like 6.5 and higher, I would consider a high grade. So like to see a high grade 8,
yeah,
you know,
something like this,
like
yeah.
8.0 Silver Age, like,
Yeah.
especially with like an all black cover, like it doesn't seem like it's a bad idea.
Squirrel too. Yeah. Yeah, some interesting comments in the chat. I've been kind of just going through them, so I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're left out. I do read every comment. Aaron does as well. Tony Fix the upskirt shot. Yep. I mean, this is no secret. This is a classic cover from old school to new school collectors and speculators everywhere. But I just thought it was a nice little caveat to add that Valeria info in there that came out a few weeks ago. I say no, it's Doom's love. Valeria is front and center in the Hickman Doctor Doom releasing tomorrow, makes his new anti-Galactus armor. Awesome. Val is named after Doom's loved. Coney Fix, they better not blow the Doom casting. Okay, interesting. I think that's actually a really good, strong take. They've done so much not good stuff with their castings. But I think I don't know if you know this, Aaron, but yeah, I think you were it was on Bryan's show, it was on Wednesday, and Ben Mendelsohn did an article in GQ, and Bryan brought it up, and he said that they asked him, if you could have one comic book character, who would it be? And he was like, please cast me for Dr. Doom. This guy knew everything in this article. You guys got to see it if you're not. I'll even in the description, I'll put the link to the article. You guys got to read it. It's hilarious. And they also have the actual footage. He's like, he knew everything about Dr. Doom's origin. This guy was going bam, bam, bam from the source material. And I was like, this is what we need. This is the guy right here. I don't care if he played a scroll. So, yeah. Yeah. And going back what Aaron was saying, this was based off King of the Golden States comics. Is that due? Meaning is the dip due to 23% due to Doom spec fatigue. That speculation itself. I don't know if you would say spec fatigue. This is my point of view. Aaron's obviously is different, but I wouldn't know if I'd say spec fatigue. I would more say a lull, right? A lull.
Or it's, I would even say it's like in that plateau period, right?
It's in the valley.
Yeah, like
plateau
that.
before it
Yeah,
starts.
that like it hit a certain price, and then like you kind of see it on the dip, and then like as more people start, I think there's like that like if we see a price increase, right, then we'll keep on seeing a price increase, and then as soon as like we don't hear anything about Doom for like the next month or whatever, then it'll dip down again. So yeah.
Yeah. This is a great cover. The Marvel Super Stories, there's some pretty cool Doom covers in there. So many good, man. There is so many good Doom covers. I think I did like a mini, like, I don't know if I went live or if I just kind of, I don't know if you ever did this, Aaron, when you were on Flipside and you were doing all the content for when you were producing like pretty much every show. Um, but did you ever like have ideas and then you put something together and then you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. Like I do that a lot, and I'll put like slides together in a whole presentation, and I'll go, nah, I don't think I like that. Yeah, I did one
Oh,
on Doom covers because of that show that Bryan on Beyond Wednesday's Wednesday night review, he brought up that Mendelsohn GQ. So I did an entire all these Doom covers, and man, I couldn't believe how many awesome Doom covers are all the way from the beginning throughout modern, like silver, bronze, modern. I couldn't believe it.
well, well, you need to start submitting some of those covers for our WoW covers for the week. It's what you
Yeah,
need to start doing.
yeah, those
Like
are amazing.
especially since like we always have trouble like coming up with a WoW book. Like you know anyone can find a bad looking cover, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's I'm glad you guys brought that up. And guys, just to let you know, if you guys have woe or blow books that you want to submit, either for the hot 10, you can hit me up, hit Aaron up, or what have you. We'll always show Ben and he'll analyze it, and you'll get full credit for putting it on there. And also, if you guys see some books like that are down right now that you think that might be a good time to buy, or maybe are down that you think people should still stay away from, hit me up. DM Aaron, DM me on IG. We'll talk about it. We'll analyze it. We'll talk about it. Give you full credit.
Hey,
So
I have a question for Doc
yeah,
Joe. What,
yeah.
Doc? Why do you want your comics to be worth money? Like if you never sell them anyways. Just saying.
Hmm.
It's like if you're like this book, if it went up to like $50,000 and I never sell it, you know, is it really worth $50,000?
Yeah. Tony Fix says Mendelsohn is too old. I completely disagree, but I see where you're coming from. So I think you would have to go like you would cast two Dooms, right? A young version and the older version. But I mean they have CGI, so but yeah, not only Ben Mendelsohn is such a great actor, but it impressed me after what we went through with Thor 4 and this whole Taika Waititi and Hemsworth making fun of comic books and the source material like they don't even pay attention, and that movie bombed. That right there, when I see a guy, a prestige actor like Ben Mendelsohn, literally going off like the chart in chronological order of all these big Doom, facts about him, that makes me go, I want actors like that in the MCU. That's just me.
Oh, where they actually care about the source material where it's
Yes.
coming from. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Because
right. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say because you can tell the actors that do care about that kind of stuff. So
In the title, I said, great news, your comics are worth money.
oh, is that what it's, oh
Yeah. I mess around with the title.
oh to hit
Couple.
certain to hit certain algorithms or whatever.
Well, you take the keyword and on the. Well, a lot of you guys are gonna. This is freaking speaking gibberish, but you got to play with the algorithm, and there's 3 ways to do it in this when it comes to the title, and yeah. So anyways, yeah, it worked out. It worked out good for us. But on top of that, I like to sometimes piss people off. But anyways, good point. Appreciate you, Joe. Appreciate you, Joe. Where does Doc Joe live? What part of the country do you live, Doc Joe?
Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know if I know his city, but I know he lives in Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Chad Cave says it's cool to say in a conversation, I have $1 million comic book collection. End quote. Cool. I really want to see books of Doom series. Yeah. So Doom 1 is coming out right tomorrow, and I did Kreider bring it up about the anti-galactic armor, Galactus armor. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Doom 1 does come out tomorrow. I think the actor has to be cast as a hero, if that makes sense. I see where you're coming from. Not just a scene chewing villainous performance. And then Nova J, I sent your books out. Hopefully you get them soon. I saw the tracking update. He says, I'm casting the older of the two main guys from Suits, Gabriel Mock, as our new Cyclops in the MCU films. Check him out. Oh, interesting. And Chad Cave rounds it out. Says Doom needs to be a Dr. Smith type from Lost in Space. All right. Go ahead.
Would it be one of those cool situations to see Doom or Victor or whatever be a scientist and then to see him turn villain kind of situation? Or do you think we've seen enough of the origin of Fantastic Four movies to kind of already like skip that?
Yep.
Let's just go ahead and make him a villain kind of situation. I mean, I don't know how tired of origin stories you are of superheroes that we already know about.
Good point. All right, let's move on to number 3. We're looking at Why the Last Man, issue number 1 in a CGC 9/8. You guys all know this book. This is your first appearance of York Brown and his monkey, Ampersand. I think it's Ampersand. I believe that's how you say his name. This book, if you collect moderns and you just don't even care about live action, I feel like this is one of those books, like when it comes to indie number ones, this one, Saga, Walking Dead one, I feel like this is one I definitely want to have in my collection. But we're looking at a little over 3 month, about a 4 month average, 3.5 month average, fair market value, multiple sales, a solid 420. It was actually 419 and like 54 cents. But I thought if I rounded it up to 420, that would make sense because Aaron's on the show and he loves 420. So,
oh yeah, definitely. I'm actually kind of sober. Yeah, I'm sober tonight. So that's why you're getting more interaction than me remembering numbers. So,
my dog just literally just fell off of my couch.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's all right. He's all shaken up. It's funny. No, but yeah, this is a good one. Let's move on to the next, and then I'll have Aaron analyze it. We're looking at the same book, same grade, on the 30, a little over 30, about 45-day average, March of 2024 throughout this month so far of 2024. It was actually a sale on the 14th. Average fair market value down to $300. This drop in value is at or about 29%. Aaron, we talked about this briefly backstage. You mentioned that you do like this book. Is it just you like it just because you like it, kind of like how I started this segment, how I said, hey, you need it in your collection, or do you believe there's some kind of spec value with this one?
I mean, I think it's one of those situations where it's like you're talking about an indie title that, you know, in a time period of writing when it was really good writing but not super high print runs on stuff. So like I could see it from the collector's point of view, right? That like honestly, like even seeing that 420 price, like that was kind of an attractive price to like start considering the buy the
Right.
to buy this book. Maybe it's just because I'm a bigger fan of indie books, and like I remember a lot of the people that we were creating content with on from Flipside were big fans of this book as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this, but maybe I'm just a bigger fan of indie titles anyways for the read.
Right.
So yeah, so I think there's a couple things playing good for it, right? That I'm guessing that the print run that you see from Comic Con is probably similar to like Walking Dead numbers,
Okay.
So that would make sense to me why this at one point in time was like $1,000 book. But seeing it at like $300, like, yeah, like I probably would pick this up like
Yeah.
easily, like without really second guessing it.
Yeah, I mean, based on a data perspective on what I've seen, I think Aaron hits it right on the head. I'm starting I think between 380 to 400, my antennas are starting to go up. Now I'm looking at $300. It's pretty solid FMV for this as well. I think I'm a buyer here. I'm not waiting until 100. Fedora says 100.
Well,
I think
no,
I'm buying a 9.8 in this at 300. I'm just telling you based on the numbers I saw before and after the pandemic. I also kept in the consideration of the times that the Hulu series with the spec was kind of bumping it up. And this book has some pretty good numbers. I want to ask you, is there a newsstand of this?
I don't know, to be honest. Was DC Vertigo doing newsstands?
Well,
In
DC
2002?
Vertigo. I can't remember if I have any DC. No, they were doing newsstands actually, and they're actually really rare. They're actually really rare. If I'm remembering correctly, yeah. And in 2020, 2002.
In 2002?
Yeah. But
Yeah, I'm seeing like 100 Bullets issue, like random issue had it.
Let's check out the chat while you're looking that up.
Yeah.
Doc Joe says never own this issue. Furry says Joe Doc. Fedora says this book is near mint at my shop. Lol. And then Ferdy says, get it? How much, Fedora? Oh, okay. Fedora's saying $100 at his shop. Ah, interesting. I actually I should have looked up the data for the raw copies. My bad. I should actually probably implement that in there just like as a caveat. Don't have to really list it. Just say, oh, and I saw 9.8's going for this much, but just something to keep in mind. Thank you for that. And then it's a 9.8 candidate for sure. Ferdy saying he passes. I'm scared. Okay. All right. Remember though, Ferdy spent $5,000 on that 1 in 50 Bartel 9.8. So you're never gonna live that down now, Ferdy. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Look at chat's comment. I kind of like that. 100 plus 34 for grading, 134 sells for 300. That's profit.
Yeah, Tom has some great info tonight. He says they already made a series of this and they blew it. Yeah, and it was during the pandemic too, so I feel like maybe they might have rushed it, but I could be completely wrong. Joe says, hey Ferdy, saying what's up. Our chat is so awesome. So yeah, like Aaron was saying, Chad has a great comment here. 100 plus the 34 for grading, 134 sells for 300. That's 100 plus profit. Yeah, that's great. That's great numbers. Thank you for that, Chad. Makes a lot of sense. What up, Beyond Wednesdays, Bryan? As you guys know, Beyond Wednesdays YouTube channel, we talk about it a lot. Bryan McClay is the owner of that channel, host of that channel. You see Aaron and I on that channel every Wednesday and some of us on Saturday. We're getting some of his viewers, and Dennis from Wonderworld finally gave us a sub. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate you. Wonderworld Comics. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. What'd you say, Aaron? My bad.
Oh, I think he meant like one more sub that we're closer to like 1,000 or whatever. But yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, one more sub equals closer to 1,000. Okay.
Awesome. I'm really glad Dennis subbed up, man. Dennis is a good guy. Really enjoy what he's doing over there at Beyond Wednesdays. This guy cracks me up. Chat Cave says CGC loves me right meow. I'd probably get a 9, 9, or 10. Oh, some crazy stuff must be going on IG. Northwest, what up, man? Northwest Comics. Thank you. Is this Sniff Comics Northwest, or is it just Northwest? Let me know. And then of course, Dennis, one more sub. Appreciate that. I got a jet Frillas, but great stream. Love you too, Ferdy. Great job on your market reports on the video game and stuff. Fedora says I might get a discount on grading through my shop. Ooh, nice. And then Chad K rounds it out and says swords everywhere in the chat are glowing blue right now. All right. Appreciate you guys. And as you guys know, Beyond Wednesdays subscribers and viewers, they're showing up in the live chat. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Aaron's got some really cool stuff that he's working on as well. He's pulled some cards. He's doing some shorts. And I got not comic, but card stuff. And then Aaron and I do the card stuff together. So the comic stuff together. So, all right, let's move on. Number 2, we're looking at, these next 2 books, I'm just going to tell you straight out, might be the time to make a move if you're thinking about this. War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, issue number 1. This is the 3rd print edition. The Huck Lim cover. This is the interior art from the story. You have your first appearance. It's a reprint, of course, a 3rd print. First appearance of the New Agents of Atlas team, which is Luna Snow, Wave, Crescent, and Io, and your first U.S. appearance of Arrow. Swordmaster is on the front of the regular cover A, and I believe on the variants, but he's not in the guts. Yeah, I think this one is pretty interesting book. I think when we were checking this book, talking about this book on Flipside with Longshort, I believe he was saying that this book had on Comic-Con had listed under 1,000 orders. So you take that with a grain of salt, of course. You say 3K, 4K, or whatever. Still pretty hard to find book. $240 this book was selling for on the secondary market between October of 2023 on a 6-month average. And this book was a lot more expensive then. We come out a year later here on a little less than a 30-day, multiple sales, fair market value down to $120. That is with a low sale of $100. That is down at or about 50%. I'll let you take it from here, Aaron.
No, man. So I believe that if Shang-Chi 2 does very well, like not only in box office numbers, people being able to relate to the character and everything, I think that like any of these New Agents of Atlas characters or any of these, Asian team up characters, I think that will ultimately drive the success to doing something future, like either whether it's a Disney Plus show, a movie, whatever you have, or just even like a cameo appearance of the team in some sort of fashion.
Right.
I think with those factors, like especially with what Bob Iger is saying that he's going to start limiting like the amount of movies that are released or Disney Plus series.
Right.
Yeah, that they're obviously going to be more picky instead of just kind of like throwing shit on the wall to see if it sticks.
Right. Good point. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So, but I mean, I'm always a big fan of later prints to a certain point. You could probably safely say until they started doing the ratio variants and stuff like that of later prints. What's up?
What up, Mang? Thank
I
you.
have that purple background too. So, but anyways,
dude, how come I can't do that?
It's because if you have like we were supposed to check that out after the show.
Oh yeah,
last week, but we ended up. Yeah, I had to dip out early, but yeah.
So, how was your show, Brian?
It was really good, man. We had we talked about just the world of comic book shops and how a lot of comic book shops are now having to pivot from selling just comic books to a point where most of their big sales might not be from comic books anymore. And we had Nick Barucci, owner of Dynamite Comics, one of the best publishers out there. He came on the show and he talked about the world of comic books in that idea and what can be done to help LCSs and LCSs learn how to pivot, and it was very interesting. And not only that, it was Nick's 55th birthday.
Oh, nice.
Nick Barucci. It was his 55th birthday, and he gave somebody a present. He gave away, if you go all the way to the end, he gave away a piece of John Romita Jr. original art. Keep going. And you'll see him holding it up.
Is that
keep going. Nope, keep going.
Okay.
There you go.
I see it.
So he gave away this piece of art on his birthday to a live viewer. It's at least an $800 piece of original art, John Romita Jr. Spider-Man piece, and who's giving
Yes,
you
he
a
won it.
present on his birthday
Can you hear that?
yeah.
If I win, roll again.
Okay.
Because I commented in the chat. Stop. Don't stop on me.
Look at that.
Hey, let's
Lefteros.
Lefteros, congratulations. One of the amazing people in this community. And this is why, oh my God, goosebumps. That is amazing. Congratulations, Lefteros. That is super cool. Nick, you're the best, man. Thank you so much.
Look, I look at it like this. Yes, it's my birthday and everything, but these fans, they give me a gift every time they buy a Dynamite comic, anytime they buy any comic. So, Lefteros, make sure you get in touch so I can get your address.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Make sure you guys are subbed up to Bryan's channel. I mean, most of you probably in here are originally from his channel or just came from his channel. But if you're not and you just got onto the channel and you just dabble in the comics, into cards or whatever, make sure you're subbed up to the Beyond Wednesdays YouTube channel. Awesome stuff going on over there. And you can also see all three of us together typically on Wednesdays. And then these two are always on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So nice, bro. Nice.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was a lot of fun. So, you know, it's fun doing what we do. That's why we do it every week. We enjoy this. So what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, so we're talking about that New Agents of Atlas, that rare third print one with CDC 98 down 50%, $120. King of Golden State says there's a 9.8 on eBay for $299. Good luck. I think that thing will be sitting on there for a while, unless there's some kind of rush, some kind of news. Luis Mendoza says, yo, what's up, fellas? What up, man? Appreciate you. Awesome sauce. What up, man? And then Mr. Marv, I almost won. Dang. Okay, he's talking about Bryan's.
Yeah, and so I was basically saying that if Shang-Chi 2 does very well, that I think that will expand more on these Asian characters throughout the MCU, like whether it be a series or or it's on a standalone team up movie, whatever. But depending on how well Shang-Chi 2 is received, which I thought the initial movie, I thought it did pretty good. It probably missed on a few things here and there, but overall, I think the reception was good.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they seem like they kind of dove into the second one, right? Like it was going to happen no matter what.
Right.
And after the writer's strike, we found out that was like one of the first projects they talked about they were going to be working on. So, this is one of those team first appearance books, but it's the actual team where you actually get new characters that I like. So interesting. All right, let's move on to the last book on Buy the Dip, episode 21.1. I want to thank Bryan McClay and the Beyond Wednesdays YouTube channel and everybody that came from Beyond Wednesdays. Thank you guys, and everybody else that watches this every Monday and Tuesday. I appreciate you guys. Number one book on Buy the Dip. We're looking at, again, all new Marvel Now .1. This specifically in the second print edition here. We're looking at a April 2023. I didn't even know where to start because there was just so many sales everywhere. It almost looked like the speculators were selling this book, buying and selling it to each other. But you guys know, first full appearance of Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. I was actually looking at the 1 in 75 McNiven to see if it was down, but there's just no sales of that. But anyways, this book has been a monster for so long, especially when it comes to the reprint stuff. Value was $140 for high grade, raw, near mint, or better copies. And this book is tough in high grade. It really is. It has this spine tick on the first and second prints over here by the staple. We go here and we're looking at March throughout this week of 2024. The average fair market value now is $48. That is way, way down in fair market value of 68%. Before I ask you guys, I know we've talked about this, probably the third or fourth time we've talked about this book in the last 2 years between shows. Not this particular second print. I believe we talked about the first print a couple times, and I think we talked about this one. But are you guys believe in this character, live action and or comics? Now she's a mutant.
Oh, you mean Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel in general?
Yes.
I mean, I like the actress that's playing Kamala Khan. I think she's she's young enough where it's gonna definitely be interesting, like to see what they if they keep on if they keep her for future projects and everything.
Yeah.
As far as this book goes and price, it's because Joe started selling copies, isn't it? I'm just joking.
Yeah, I mean, if I know I have some lows down there, they're $40 low. There's actually a sale in February, I want to say 14th or 16th. It was $27. I didn't even put it in there. But yeah, I think I'm a buyer just to know I have this book in my collection. I mean, I'm not going to lose any sleep over $40. I mean, I'm going to spend $40 probably tomorrow on an incentive that's probably going to be 20 in like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
So I think that $40 is 48 or up to $50. I think that is, and to me, it's not a loser or a winner. It can only be a winner, meaning that if it doesn't do anything and stays there, then hey, you got this cool book in your collection, and if it, it can only go up from there. This is horrible. So,
Well, here's the thing: if this character, if they have plans for her long term, which it sounds like they do, and there's no doubt that we're going to get mutants and Young Avengers. Both, she's shooing for both of those, right?
Yeah.
right.
This is definitely a long play to me
Absolutely.
at this point. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
to buy this for $40 and then sit on it, and maybe it's another $1,000 9.8 in or $2,000 9.8 in 2 years' time. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's sharp. I like that.
I'm just glad they didn't do a second print facsimile, even though they did the facsimile in the first print, right?
Yet. Well, I like
Yeah.
the Sunspot cover too, right? That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool that, I mean, I know it's a reprint, guys. It's the fact she's on the cover of this in the first print. She's not on the 175. I triple checked unless I'm tripping, but I like that blue. I like that blue trimming. I think it's sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think the blue like plays better in people's eyes than like seeing that the giant red bars, right? That that distracts your eye to look down at the red versus like enjoying the art on the cover.
Yeah.
Like the blue just blends in that much better.
Igor says, "Hey guys, remember that Riri book that was on the dip last week? Talking about the episode last week, with recent Riri news about her still getting a TV show in 2025. You think her books will start going back up?" So we had on House of Stein last week. We had the 1 in 50 Bartel for Ironheart 1. And then we had some stuff else going on in some other episodes, but just on a macro point of view, kind of like an umbrella. I'll take a look for you, Igor. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll take a look at the news, and if you want to DM me the link, I'll dig in the data for you. Okay.
Oh, I think we'll see an initial bump of books starting to be listed again and stuff
We
like
always
that.
do. We always do.
Yeah, I mean, especially with news announcements, something like that. I don't think it'll quite hit like numbers you want to see until like we see something like a preview or a teaser of some sort.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wilbur makes me laugh. Says Riri is even more pump and dump garbage. The actress Dominique Thorne is a massive miscast. Ironheart is a dumpster fire. Give your money to a hobo instead of investing in Iron. So yeah, that I thought that this is an interesting buy. I feel like Bryan just said, you grab this book, hopefully in a high grade, you press it, at least for me, I'm spending 50 under and then 35 plus shipping, so $100 for grading. It comes back at I think 9.8s are going for really low too, like 100 to 175. I don't remember exactly, but those were monsters too. And then it can't get any worse from there. You know, the worst thing that happen is, hey, I got this cool book in my collection, or B, from a speculator investment point of view. I mean, $50, like I said, you're probably going to spend $40-$50 on an incentive that you're going to do shit tomorrow. So, yeah, I thought it was good. All right. Anything else about this book, you guys?
Nope.
All
Other
right.
than Hood's got 20 of them.
20. That's what I'm saying. He's the one that dipped the price, right? Because he started selling his copies.
So that's it. That is Buy the Dip. We were going to do some news, but Aaron's got to work tomorrow, so I don't want to keep him too long.
Well, if there's any of the 60 people that are watching right now that aren't subbed up, hit that subscribe button. Let's get these guys over 1,000. They're so damn close.
Appreciate
so,
that.
Yeah, they're only 28 subs away from 1,000. So let's do them a favor and hook them up.
All right, I'll show my comic pickup first. So
Okay.
I successfully finished my trade with Longshort. I traded him a Captain Marvel Decal cover, that 1 in 25, for this Something Is Killing the Children, number 36, 1 per store art drum cover. So
nice.
Yeah, I think I showed this last week, but I'll just show it here again. I got the Scotty Young. Was it Fairlane? Yeah, Fairlane, right? Because it's supposed to rhyme with goblin or something like that. Is that right?
Fairlane.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Early Scotty Young work, hard to find, right?
Right.
Finally sold out from publisher.
Did you tell Bryan what you pulled?
So I was going to show that last. Okay. So I opened a box. Okay, so I haven't opened cards in quite a while. I bought 2 blasters of Bowman and 2 blasters of Select 23-24 and a hobby box. So these are the hits from the Bowman. I didn't pull shit out of Select basketball. So all right, nice. This is a Rising Inferno's George Lombardo Jr. I thought I only saw one of these Inferno cards. I'm guessing it's like 1 per box or something like that. And Anthony, how do you say his last name? Huzeo? Astros first. I think this is like one of the players people are chasing after. Alan Castro. This is the green.
The lunar
leaf. Yeah, whatever refractor it's called now.
I like
Anthony Baptiste first.
Nice.
I thought they did a lot better job on the green lunar cards this year compared to last year. I got this out of a blaster. This is a Gabriel Gonzalez out of 150. Blue paper.
That's nice.
Back to the hobby. You have a Roman Anthony out of 150, blue Ray Wave.
Nice. I like those Ray Wave lava kind of.
Oh yeah, like when they introduced that pattern, like so good.
Yeah.
Boba Fett out of 500, no 499, with a aqua
color match. Yeah,
color match. Yeah. So I think this is the second year I've pulled a Boba Fett color match something, right? And then here's your snow speckle first, Anthony Hezzo. Yes, Mr. Marv, it was that cover.
Purdy? Talk about Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy?
I don't collect football cards or open football, so I don't have any Purdy. And then for my auto, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Boom! Junior Caminero rookie card.
Wow.
Dude, and it's a rookie card. It's not like a first.
That's tough.
Yes.
Dude, that is tough.
Bowman Chrome rookie.
Auto, nice.
Auto. Like on card auto.
The LA Superfactor got pulled?
Already? I did.
God.
I know I know there was another so one thing I noticed on the Bowman
Dylan
this
Cruz
year,
got pulled.
It's hard to pull the spotlight cards.
Yeah, they're tough. They're case.
Yeah. Yeah, because I saw that the spotlight for Ellie got pulled like within the first day or 2 days or whatever of
Yeah, the
product
one-on-one.
release. Yeah.
Yeah, pickups.
But
for it?
which super factor did get
Uh,
pulled? Was it like his auto or something like that?
What's
Or
this?
oh yeah,
What
you were
is
so
that?
stoked.
This is the Walking Dead number 100, the super rare red bat edition unsigned.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is super rare. Super rare.
'Cause-
One of my Grail Walking Dead books. So
How'd you get that?
This-
Clutch or something?
no, I got it from a viewer.
Nice.
Yeah.
You
Weren't most of
deserve
the
it.
copies like sold or signed?
Yeah,
that book?
let me look this up.
All right. So I'm doing an unboxing of last week's pickups or last week's new books. I think they're all new books. I don't know. We'll see.
Real quick, I'll show you this.
Go
While
ahead.
you're
You
doing
should be able to
this,
share
bro.
screen.
Yeah, this is the Walking Dead 100 Lucille variants.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So,
awesome.
yep. And you can see they usually got signed, but I wanted one that isn't signed. So, super.
Are you going to
stoked.
take it to the San Diego with you or?
No. No.
He's gonna keep it unsigned if most of them are signed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of them
I
are
see that.
signed. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is last week's stuff I ordered. Came in today. So I got some more of that Spooky Man. I got the cover A because I took Edge of Spider-Verse off of my pull. I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it. There's tons of these out there. So this is Crocodile Black 1. This is I really like this one. It's a Christian War. This sold out fast. I thought this was a really good cover.
Oh,
It's
so
a
okay.
new series on Boom. And then there's a new character in this book. So I got both the 1 and 25 for Giant Size X-Men 1. Got 2 of them. I got the Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. The last issue, I got the incentive. Black and white.
Oh, dope.
It's hard to find on that one.
Did you see that they're already doing a Do You Poo book for that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Where it's called Beneath the Poo.
Yeah. I
I thought that was pretty funny, clever title.
I got the regular cover for the Edge of Spider-Verse 1, and then of course I got the also the second print one as well because I got this for Bryan because he loves ASM 300 homages, but mainly because of this one. And there was one more left, so I went and grabbed it. It was only $40. Huh?
Nice.
And then let's see. I think that's it for my. Oh, I got some Gem comics like this spec. So I got the 1 in 50 and 1 in 25. They haven't sent the 1 in 50 yet. Batman 147, and here's Beneath the Trees. This is the variant without the color. This is pretty cool. I like this cover a lot. Did Momoko do that cover?
I don't know.
Looks like
No, it doesn't look like her work.
Is that Horvath? That might be Horvath.
Orva. Yeah. So that's for comics, but cards. I got a cool story. So I went today and I to buy some stuff for the house. And typically on shows, I just get this really weird itch where I want to break cards when we have days on shows. It's so weird. So I don't know. It's so weird. So it's fiending. So I went there to look for Bowman and they didn't have, she must have just came yesterday because there were spots that were completely empty and they had really good fresh case fresh stuff. So they didn't have any Bowman, but they had one retail box and it had all 24 packs and they don't ever give me problems. So I took that up there and they said no. They'd only give me 4 packs out of it because I bought 5 select blasters. And I said, okay, whatever. No, I was pissed about it, but I didn't want to like make a scene. I said, that's cool, no problem. Well, the joke's on them because I opened the 4 packs and one of them was a rookie card numbered out of 5.
Nice.
This guy.
Yeah, super rare.
Yeah, numbered out of 5. I got my camera on mirror, so 4
That's
or 5.
huge.
Yeah, out of a retail. You know, I love those retail boxes. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man. So I was going to keep the select blasters sealed. I was like, oh man, I should keep these sealed. I don't know, but you know, me being a fiend, so of course I had to open them. And I got this Darius Garland courtside. It's numbered to 49.
Oh,
Nice.
sweet. That's kind
I
of
got
like that Tatum I pulled, where it's like fuchsia white and green or aqua or whatever.
I got another Wimby Flash Parallel. It's my second one.
Dang, you've gotten
got
2 of those Flash?
I got another base, so I have 3 base now. And I got this Wimby too. I never seen. It shocked me because it wasn't a refractor. It's the new mezzanine level where it's like they're supposed to be tough, and but it's no refractor. So it's an SP, but still.
Hey, but it's also not that blue color either. It's like
Yeah.
That blue color sucks.
I hate that blue. I even said in one of my videos, like, I can't stand this blue. It's so bad. I got a Jokic purple Flash number to 175.
That's a good card.
That's not bad to have.
I got this really cool Eamon Thompson orange Flash, which is a courtside. Those are tough. This is an SP. It's the red prism for Neon Icons Halliburton. The reds are SP. And then if you guys don't know, these guys already saw it, but if you guys haven't seen that video, you guys got to check it out. I break 1 blaster and 2 megas of select basketball this year. And in the second mega, the last box, I pulled 2 elephants, SSP K-Sit elephants, which both are rookie cards. One's a mezzanine and the other one is a premier, which are tough. And in the same box, pulled a Zion Gold numbered to 10.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, and then I checked the comps on these today. These are both selling for over 200. This one sold for like 250. Another one sold for like 249.
Put those fuckers up ASAP.
Yep. So, yeah, I've been listing stuff all day today, but yeah, that's it.
Oh,
That's all.
especially it being playoff basketball season. Like,
yeah.
Like, you're not going to get it back from grading in time to flip it. And then, like, because then you're just holding it for a year until basketball season starts up again.
You know what I was telling Aaron, Bryan, backstage? Actually, Aaron was the one that thought of this. I just added to it. All those times we were ripping to look for LaMelo, how many times did we pull Ant-Man or Halliburton instead? Yeah. And those two end up being like 2 of the best 5 players in the league. 2, you know what I mean? Like, I got to go back and look, back and dig.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was saying, since everyone's chasing Victor this year, you know, there's probably players that people are kind of sleeping on. I mean, I know like Scoot Henderson is like he's like the number 2 pick, right?
Yeah, but that Thompson for Houston's good, right?
Eamon and his brother also. Yeah, they're both good twins. Yeah. Mr. Marv is asking how many ticks that your Walking Dead has on it. I think that's what he's talking about. Pretty sure. Appreciate you, Arizona. See you on the Hot 10, or I'll see you on Bryan's show tomorrow night.
One very tiny one. Very tiny, right?
Let me see. Let me get you over there.
Right there by my thumb. That's it.
Okay.
See him?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not bad at all, then.
It was a free book, and it was a gift from somebody that I appreciate more than.
Yeah, that makes it extra special.
Yeah,
dude.
So
hell yeah, dude. Yep. Dude, I don't. There can't be any. I mean, there's not that many of that book to begin with, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't imagine finding a 9.8 in that book. That's got to be like finding a fucking 1 and 1.
Oh, no problem, Mr. Marv. Like, thank you for the support from. I don't remember what book you bought for me, but I do remember throwing in the Ellie. I blame you.
Constantino, what up, man? Haven't seen him in weeks. Glad you came back. He says, boys, great show as usual. All-star cast. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Mr. Marv, this is the comments he's talking about, just in case so we could add context to what Bryan's saying. Secondary Marquee, appreciate you. He says, keep an eye on Caitlin Clark cards to drop due to the perceived quote-unquote learning curve she's supposedly going to go through. Buy the dip and hold. Season started tonight. WNBA is talking about. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. That's great info. And then
See, I always thought
I
always thought Caitlin's card was a sell at the whatever the NBA or the NCAA finals that she was at.
Gotcha.
I thought that was like the sell point for her. Like, I don't think her cards can go any higher than that, right? That was her ceiling. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't know. WNBA proved me wrong. But
yeah, I like WNBA cards. They're cool. I used to work. I told you guys my dad used to work at the Forum where the Lakers and Kings play. Well, the WNBA started there too. The Los Angeles, whatever they were. And I used to work those in the parking lot. It's pretty fun. What up, Paco? He says missed most of the fun, but wanted to pop in to say, yo, what up, Paco? Appreciate you, brother, as always. And Igor rounds it out, says, I blame you having that each to rip while on stream, Rich. All right. Anything you guys wanted to add, or are we good to go until tomorrow night on the Wednesday review?
Come hang out with us on Wednesday night. If you guys on Beyond Wednesdays on Wednesday night, if you get a chance. Also, here's something that's kind of cool. I do have a big special show on Thursday night. We are going to have Gary, aka Nerdrotic, on the channel to talk about retailer redemption and rebirth. If you guys don't know who Gary is, Gary runs the 1 million plus sub Nerdrotic YouTube channel, which is, let me go ahead and show you this. He is basically he does pop culture and stuff like that. He's got multiple channels, but his main channel over 1 million subs. And he is a former comic book shop owner. He owned a retail shop in San Francisco called the Comic Outpost. He sold it to one of the biggest industry shop owners in the country, Bryan Hibbs, in 2013. Prior to that, he spent 4 years in prison for drugs and burglary, and he was a addict who relapsed multiple times, and through all of it has showed that you can learn from the toughest things in your life, and he's come out on top. He's now many years sober and doing big things in the pop culture industry. And there might be talks that he might be wanting to get back into owning a comic shop soon. So we're going to talk about all that on an Industry of Comics special on Thursday night with Gary from Nerdrotic. You guys can go check it out. The event is up now. You can hit the notify me button. It'll be live in 44 hours. So go check it out. That's
by Thursday off. I think Aaron's working as double duty. He does Long Story Short on there on the Nearing Nerdvana YouTube channel. They are affiliates and friends of ours as well. So, all right, that's it. That's for the show. Make sure you guys are using Gemini Comic Supply for slab mailers, raw comics, and magazine. If you're sending comics or anything collectible literature in the mail, make sure you're using Gemini Comic Supply. You can use the code popcorn99. You'll get 10% off your next purchase. There's a bonus code SSP99, like super short print 99 for your buddy. You'll get 10% off your next purchase. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Double click the notification bell to all so you don't miss any of the content we have planned forthwith. Thank you guys from me, Aaron, and Bryan from Beyond Wednesdays. Appreciate you. Take care.